What's your EFF this, I quit story? Started my first job at 15 as a dishwasher for a friend's family's new Korean restaurant. They were my neighbors. My typical workday was 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the clock. Afterwards I was expected to stay and help close shop, and instead of getting paid for those extra 3 hours I was given a meal for compensation. To be fair, there are laws prohibiting minors from working too long or too late, and honestly I didn't mind it as the food was incredible. After about a year I'm now 16, and due to the minimal wait staff I was expected to work as a waiter/busboy in between dishes. Fair enough, I was getting sick of the same old anyways. So I came in during the week to start training, and since they knew I was already familiar with the menu and whatnot, I wasn't a shadow, I was just on my own and winging it. I made a mistake, i.e. not remembering soup or salad, so I went back upstairs to ask, and when I returned with my answer I was insulted by my manager for not taking this seriously enough. Alright. A couple months go by and I'm waiting tables and dishwashing, all while being micromanaged by my manager. Well, one weekend a Mardi Gras parade was being held downtown where the restaurant is located, so it'd easily be one of our busiest days that year. I was scheduled for 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. but they asked if I'd come in that morning around 8 or so. About an hour or two into my new shift there was a mountain of dishes I was being expected to maintain while also waiting tables. My manager walks into the back where I am and the dialogue goes like this: "OP, what are you doing washing dishes? Go ask table 6 if they need refills." "Yes ma'am." I walk out the back and to the front of the store while she's tailgating me and pick up the pitcher of water. As I pick it up she asks, "Do you even know what you're doing?" At this point I'm pretty fed up and kindly respond with, "Yeah, I know how to pour water." She didn't like that and told me that I need to look at her with respect and that if I didn't like it here I should just leave. So I left them with mountains of dishes and thirsty customers. Know your worth. I interviewed for a corporate accounting role because public accounting was much less pay, and a lot more hours. Was told in the interview that it was show up between 8 to 9, leave between 4 to 5. There'd be no more working late nights, or having to work on weekends, which was great. I took the job, and within 2 months realized they were lying through their teeth. First off, there was absolutely no training on their processes. I was given enough work for 3 people, with no direction on how to do it. My manager was so scatterbrained, he could never give me any help when I asked. No one talked for 8 hours a day, and it was just an unbelievably bad work culture. I'd get to work usually at 8:30, and leave at 4:30 while eating lunch at my desk. I came in one day and was told, "Since you're leaving so early, I can only hope you're working from home." Then the next week, we're told we have to come in for a full day Saturday because we had New Year's Day off that Monday. My final straw was when I left at 2:30 one day for a doctor's appointment. When I came in the next day, my manager pulled me into a room and said that I didn't have enough accrued PTO to do that, and he was going to dock my pay in a salaried position. Went in the next day, told him it wasn't working out and put my 2 weeks in. On my last day, he told me I could leave at 11:30, so I did. When I got my final paycheck, he docked my pay for the remainder of that day. Luckily, the recruiter who got me the job followed up to ask what happened, and I was completely open and honest with her. Apparently, that manager has a very high turnover rate for the position I was in, and the recruiter told me that the CFO is looking into replacing him. I was working in a particular role for a small charity. It was already a busy role, but then due to changes within the company my role got ridiculous. I was the senior manager looking after the budgets and accounts and acting as an accountant, so had to teach myself all about charity tax law, which is not easy. I was managing marketing, media, communications, strategic implementation, a reception, and all customer service, a physical and online shop, 10 members of staff, legal compliance including insurance and data protection, health and safety, HR, reporting and end-of-year audits, preparing papers for and attending trustee meetings, procurement as well as general meetings. To the point where my job had gone way beyond my original job description anymore. Anyway, despite all the extra responsibilities, my boss still expected me to have time to do everything to an extremely high standard and couldn't possibly understand there would be any reason that I was overwhelmed apart from me being shit. Strange how everyone in that place also complained about being overworked, and that at one point the staff were going to go to the trustee board to see if they could get him replaced. It was always everyone else's fault. He sat me down at my 12-month probation meeting and said that I wasn't doing well enough to be given the job permanently, so he wanted to extend my probation by another 3 months, in which time he must see improvements. And what did I think I needed to improve? I said that I had been telling him for months what I needed to improve, which was for him to take the fact that everyone was overworked seriously and his expectations of what a human being could achieve were ridiculous at best, which was apparently never going to happen, so I quit. He said he didn't want that. I said I did, and just quit. It had been on my mind for a while, but that pushed me over the edge. A part of me wanted to stay, to go to the probation hearing and let everyone in HR know exactly what he was like, but I was just so done with the whole thing. Best decision ever. I now have an amazing job I love for a different charity that actually values what I do, and it feels great. I was a line cook in a pizza place. The general manager was the son of the owners, and a total piece of crap. One day the dishwasher doesn't show. I had arrived a few minutes early, 10, to be more precise, so I clocked in and set up the pit so we could at least have something to work with. Worked the whole day. No incidents. Manager never said a word to me. When I clocked out, my time had been adjusted and those 10 minutes removed. Went to talk to him, he was gone for the day. Checked my email later to find an email to the entire store staff saying we are not allowed to clock in early, at all, ever, and that adjustments would be made if we did. I was making like $10 an hour at the time, so this was all over what amounted to maybe $1.75. I did not go back. Please like, comment, and subscribe.